Hey, it's Tony here at Smart Toyota in Madison, Wisconsin. Inventories are still dwindling here at the dealership. Today's May 28th, 2021. And I do have one I can talk about today, so I wanted to show you. This is a brand new 2021 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Just came off the truck, I believe it was yesterday. And so it's out on the lot here on Saturday. Thought I'd come over and get a quick video for you and show you what it's all about. So TRD Pro is the top of the line when it comes to the off-road capabilities in the Sequoia. So let's start up front here on the grille. This is a unique grille for TRD Pro with the Toyota emblem or badging right on the front. We've got a really wide open mesh grille, allows the air to flow through that grille and keep the engine cooler. Take a look at our headlight setup. We do have LED daytime running lights, multi-reflector headlights with automatic high beams, automatic on and off. And then down here on the lower bumper, we do have the Rigid Industries fog lights, and those are super bright, super white. We do have parking assist up front, and those are your little tabs there in the bumper. And then of course safety sense with dynamic radar cruise control is located right behind this panel here in the front of the vehicle. So a big bold front end on the Sequoia. Love the way it looks. It's definitely an aggressive 4x4 full size. This is going to be your 7-passenger with captain's chairs and a third row seat. We'll jump in and take a look at that in just a moment. Here's a quick look at our wheels and our tires. So these are TRD alloy wheel. They're black painted alloy wheel. They're actually made by BBS, and they come with that iconic red TRD badging. 18-inch wheel and tire. Really great aggressive tread on there. Michelin tire, so a high quality tire. We've got 4-wheel disc brakes, anti-lock brakes, and traction control all the way around on the Sequoia. Take a look at our mud guards integrated right into the vehicle itself. And here's a quick look up underneath. Don't know if you can see it there. There's your TRD coil springs. We'll see more of that when we get over to the other side as well. Down the side of the TRD Pro, this is magnetic gray metallic, so a real dark charcoal color. You do get TRD Black Pro badging, and then these really great TRD running boards down the side with TRD badging embossed right into there. And this is kind of a textured running board, so your feet won't slip on there as well. Colored to match outside door handles, smart keyless entry system, colored to match rear view mirrors, which are folding, and they also break away. So if you're parking in a tight parking space, that's going to be helpful. Turn signals built right here into the mirrors, blind spot monitoring as well, and heated outside mirrors, of course, power mirrors as well. Big mirrors makes it really easy to see what you're towing behind you. If you have a camper, boat, or a trailer. Privacy glass across all of your back windows. And then up on top here, you'll notice we do have that oversized cargo rack, tubular cargo rack with your factory power sliding and tilting moonroof. This really is a large full-size vehicle. Like I say, it's 7 passengers, and they're going to be very comfortable in there. Gas doors right here on the passenger side, or I'm sorry, the driver's side. As we swing around to the back, TRD Pro does have black emblems throughout. So TRD off-road, or I'm sorry, TRD Pro badging here. Sequoia with the bezel all blacked out. Piano black trim on the Toyota badging, rear window washer wiper, rear window defrost. We've got an LED third brake light. This power window actually slides down. There's a switch up front to do that. Also rear window defrost up there if I didn't mention it. We do have a shark fin antenna up on top here, and you'll notice the luggage rack does have TRD embossed on it as well, so specifically designed for this vehicle. Here's our trailer towing package. It comes with the receiver. It does come with the 4-pin and the 7-pin plugs. Also, you've got a full-size spare tire up underneath. Here's a quick look at your exhaust system. Really sounds nice on here. Here's a quick look up underneath. We'll take a look at our suspension. See what you can see under there. See, you've got that coil spring rear suspension. Much smoother ride than, say, a leaf spring suspension. We'll head up front here. I want to be able to give you a nice look underneath at that TRD suspension up front. With the wheels turned like this, I think it'll be a little bit easier for you to see. But it does come up under here. So you can see we've got an extra thick stabilizer bar. Here's our Fox shocks with our iconic TRD red coil springs. So a really super great off-road setup. Everything's heavy duty. And then let me see if I can get a look under the front here. I'm going to try to get underneath here. Excuse my camera, it's going wonky on me. But they do have the TRD skid plate up underneath here. So we'll get under there and see if we can see it there. There it is. So that's the TRD branded aluminum skid plate. It's a really thick aluminum. It'll protect the undercarriage up front. And that's your exterior look at the TRD off-road. Let's go ahead and pop that hood and take a look at the engine. Okay, let's head under the hood, but before I get there, I wanted to show you when you pop the hood on the Sequoia, the entire front of the grille goes up with the hood and it exposes it right away to the radiator and the cooling fans up front. Of course, these are your horns as well, but you can see that is an oversized radiator. It's going to help keep it cool when you're doing your towing and what have you. Under the hood, this is the 5.7 liter I-Force V8. So this is going to be the same engine that Toyota uses on the Tundra right here on the Sequoia. 381 horsepower, 401 foot-pounds of torque, connected to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Combined fuel economy on this bad boy is 14 miles city highway. So as I like to say, it'll pass everything except a gas station. You do get a 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty on here, no deductible, 3-year, 36,000 mile limited warranty, and then of course Toyota Care, that's going to cover your basic maintenance. So your oil changes, your fluid top offs, anything that Toyota recommends in the first 2 years, 25,000 miles, Toyota's going to cover. That includes your tire rotations. So you're going to save several $100s in maintenance over the first couple of years on the Sequoia. Okay, heading inside on the Sequoia TRD, on the doors, they're all black except for the charcoal gray trim here. Auto up and down on the front windows only, not the back windows. Power door locks. Kind of a blacked out door handle, so really a black package going on with the door. We do have the JBL sound system with the speakers here in the door. There's also a subwoofer in the back we'll take a look at in a little bit. Huge pockets on the doors, places to stow your bottles of water or what have you. There's an additional speaker up here in the A-pillar of the door as well. So really nice sound system on this vehicle. Love these steps I showed you earlier. They are textured, so when getting in, you're not going to slip and fall. We do have full power driver's seat, forward, backwards, up and down, power recliner, power lumbar support, and then this little switch right here controls the bolsters on the seats. So we can raise those in and out, up and down, what have you, just to add some additional comfort. They're really a long seat base too, so if you have short legs, it might be a little bit too much, but if you have long legs, you're going to love it. Leather seats throughout, and then of course we do have the TRD red stitching on those seats. And bucket seats here for the driver's seat. Here's the TRD branded or embroidered headrest. Only on the front headrest though. They don't put them on the back headrest, and I kind of wish they would, just as an added feature. But just the two front seats have the embroidery, but they are very comfortable and they are leather, so no vinyl on those seats. Power mirrors outside, but we do have this switch right here, and that controls the retractable power mirrors. So those mirrors can actually be set up to fold in automatically when you put the Sequoia in park. Dome light, automatic high beams on and off, power hatch switch right there, just a little storage cubby right here, maybe for your wallet or what have you. Parking brake down here. We do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. It's not power operated. Let's go ahead and swing inside and check out the driver's seat. So behind the wheel on the Sequoia, the steering wheel's the 4-spoke steering wheel, same one you'd see on a Tundra. It is leather wrapped, padded. It's pretty thick in diameter, so a little different there. As we take a look at the driver's side, airbag is here, chrome Toyota badge. On the left-hand side, these are fingertip controls for the information center, which is right up here in the gauge cluster. We also have our dynamic radar cruise control on and off, lane departure on and off. Cruise control itself is down here. And then over on this side, controls for the Bluetooth connectivity for your smartphone and sound system settings, so volume and such right there. There's a nice little assist handle right here, and there's also one over on that side. So getting up into this vehicle, it is a little bit higher, so having those is nice, but we also have side curtain airbags that pop out right here in the event of a side impact. Over on the left-hand side, these are our headlight controls, fog light controls right down here, and then over on the right-hand side, this is where we find our wiper controls. Front washer wiper with intermittent settings, rear washer wiper also with intermittent settings. Let's go ahead and take a look at our gauge clusters. They're kind of interesting before I start it. This is all kind of like a brushed aluminum, and it looks like you're looking down the, like in a binocular, the way it comes out at you. But let's go ahead and start it up and see what it looks like. Sequoia TRD does have the push button start, which also provides the smart keyless entry system. So simply, as long as you have your keys on you, foot on the brake, push and hold the button in, and it'll start up just like that. Okay, so I wanted to note that those mirrors folded in when I started it up because I'm in park. But if I go ahead and shift into drive, those mirrors should pop out. Oh, they didn't pop out. There they go. So you can see how they pop in and out depending on how you've got those set up. So that's kind of nice. Take a look at our gauge cluster. It's a real traditional white on black backlit gauge cluster. So tachometer. But we do have the oil pressure gauge, temperature gauge here. Then we have a voltmeter over here, fuel gauge, and your speedometer over on this side. So more gauges than you'd get out of a typical vehicle, especially your voltmeter and your oil pressure gauge. Information center's right here, outside temperature, digital speedometer, your fuel computer is in there as well. So I can just take and use these controls right here, and I can go ahead and toggle through my settings, whatever I want to do. So there's my fuel economy, trip information. If I go to the right, I've got a compass. I can also set up my audio settings, our lane departure, and then these are all our safety settings. So lane departure, pre-collision, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. All of those can be personalized to your liking. Let's go ahead and swing over and take a look at our center stack. So I will say that the Sequoia center stack is really not all that robust. It's going to be redesigned, so I think this is going to be a completely different vehicle, and I believe that's going to happen next year. So we do have on the 2021 JBL audio system, Sirius satellite radio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa compatibility. It's just the screen is a little bit smaller and isn't as vibrant as some others. But we do have dynamic navigation with points of interest. We do have 3 years of Sirius satellite radio, and it is a good sound system. It's just the head unit seems to be a little outdated. We've got speakers up here in the dashboard, some over there, and again one up on the A-pillar there on the passenger side. Take a look at our heating and air conditioning system. We do have automatic temperature controls right here, and there's also rear temperature controls, so there's separate heating and air conditioning controls for the back seat as well. Front window defrost, rear window defrost. Here's our passenger setting. We have heated seats up front. They're not ventilated, they're just heated for the front driver, front passenger. This is on and off for the rear heating and air conditioning. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave that on. Hopefully it'll cool me down. It's warming up in here quite nicely today. So here's the fan control if you want to set up your heating and air conditioning right there. Here's our dial in for our 4 high, 4 low. Down here we've got our parking assist, backup sensor, traction control, and this switch right here controls the rear window to roll down the one way in the back there. So this is kind of nice. Not a lot of vehicles have fold down or slide down windows anymore like that. So it's interesting that a lot of them have gotten away from that. Not sure why. Tow haul mode. Here's our differential, lock in and out. Go ahead and let that shut off. USB ports down here, 2.1 amps. Old school cigarette lighter style down here. Take a look up at the dash. We have that 2-tiered dash, so there's a glove box here. And then there's a second one down here. There's your wiring for your trailer towing package up in the corner there. And it is a locking glove box as well. Back to the center console, dual cup holders right there, smaller cup holder right here. This center console is really kind of interesting because this opens up, gives you some extra storage down underneath. And then this whole assembly right here can be pulled out, give it a tug. So if you really wanted to get a bunch of space there, you could do that, but then it also helps to take this inside and get it cleaned up if you've spilled something in there. Our shifter on the TRD is unique in that the shifter head does read TRD. This is leather, and then this is kind of that charcoal gray that we saw over on the door panel. And it is a gated shifter, and you can go into manual shifting mode if you want to go ahead and do that. Oh, I wanted to show you the backup camera, so I put it in reverse, and there's our backup camera. It does not have path projection, so those lines don't turn with your steering wheel. Again, I think it's just old school, so I hope to see a change on that, but works just fine. Functionality is all there. It's just not as big and robust as some others. The center console on the Sequoia, this is just absolutely huge. I mean, you could fit 3 arms on here, or your arm, your spouse's, and your pet could sit right in the middle. It's really is a large center console. And then there's it's kind of a pseudo workstation. So there's a place for papers and pens and tissues. There's actually a little odds and ends tray right here, which can be removed. Then there's this piece right here, and this is for hanging files. So if you're working out of your car, you can put all your files in there and hang them in there. Quite nice, but this comes up out of here as well. If you don't need it or you need to wash it. And then take a look at how big this space is right here. I could probably fit a basketball in there, so it's probably about a cubic foot. And then there is another power port down here as well, kind of the old school cigarette lighter style. But a lot of room, plenty of places to put stuff up front. And if you're going to use it for a mobile office, it would be pretty nice for that. Now this, as I mentioned, outside does have the power sliding moonroof, which tilts, it's tinted and all that good stuff. Over on this side, we've got lighted vanity mirrors. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. No lighted vanity mirrors. Well, can't be right about everything. Sliding visor here, our side curtain airbags, passenger assist grips. Take a look at our overhead console. Lighted overhead lighting. Safety connect is right here, so that's where you're going to push if you get stuck or have a problem. Not if you're off-road though, only if it's on-road. Power moonroof controls. This is going to be your sunglass holder. And then we do have a compass mirror and home link, so you can set it up for up to 3 different devices and or garage door openers. So that's a quick look up front on this Sequoia TRD. Let me go ahead and jump in the back seat and we'll take a look at what we can find there. Okay, jump into the back seat here. Before we get in, I did want to point out the doors do have bottle holders. Also 2 speakers, just like we saw up front. That JBL audio system really packs in the speakers. So the Sequoia TRD Pro does come with captain's chairs in your second row, and then your third row is the 3-passenger bench seat. These are leather seats, but they're not heated and they're not power. The steps up is kind of nice. We do have that, the steps that I showed you before, but then this is all finished off here, so it's easy to get in and out without slipping. There's also a passenger assist grip here as well. Now these seats do fold down, and they also slide forward. So if I go ahead and pull up on this, you'll notice that the handle allows me to just release that seat and slide it forward and make it easier for folks to get in and out of the back seat. But you can also, in fact, I'll show you the back seat while I'm here. The back seats here, I don't know if you can see them, but they do fold down, and there's power switches right here. So I can drop this seat right here down without actually having to go into the back. Oops. I've got something wedged under there, probably the car seats. There it goes. Notice the headrest drops down by itself, and then I've got a flat surface right here, and that seat over there, the switches for that one are over on that side as well. There are some cup holders up here on the back. There's a storage compartment. There's overhead vents for your heat and air conditioner, passenger assist grips, overhead lighting. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring the seat back. Wanted to show you when the seat's back all the way, I can go ahead and drop this seat down, fold it down like so, and then take this little flap, this little door, put it over there, and now I've got both seats folded down nicely, and it gives me a ton of space if I want to run long items like snow skis and what have you up through the center. I can do that. There's also a pocket on the backs of both seats. Here's our heating and air conditioning controls with automatic temperature controls, 12-volt power outlet, dual cup holders down here. So some nice amenities in the back seats. Again, the back seats are not power operated. Here's a quick look up front from the passenger or the back seat. And we'll go ahead and jump into the hatch, and I'll show you the trunk. Okay, at the rear of the Sequoia, the hatch is a power hatch, but it doesn't have that kick function, you know, that you see on some of the cars. So you can open it with a remote, or you can just tug on the handle. The rear bumper's nice and wide, so it's easy to sit down if you need to change out your work boots or snow boots or hiking boots or what have you. And then with this seat down, I brought that down earlier, you can see how much room there is up in the front to get up there. And then I can bring both seats down right here, so there's some more switches. And if I go ahead and let's go ahead and drop this one down. So again, you can see the headrest fell down by itself. And now there's a ton of space in here, and I've still got room for 3 passengers if I wanted to. I could also drop that one down there. We do have cup holders over here, more storage compartments, little storage cubbies down here, third seat belts. There's more speakers back here. Here's a subwoofer down here, place to hang your groceries in the back, cargo cover, lots of little places to hide stuff or store stuff. There's a 12-volt outlet over here, tie down hooks right here. And then underneath this little compartment right here, there's even more storage. Boom. Now this is not a cold storage, so there's no drain plugs in there. You wouldn't want to fill it with ice, but it is a place to hide stuff, get stuff out of sight, out of mind. You get the Toyota first aid kit, and then behind this little door right here, that's where we find our jack and our tool kit all stowed away there as well. But with the roadside assistance that Toyotas come with, if you have a problem out on the road, don't worry about it. Just push the safety connect button, and they'll have somebody come out and take care of you. Now to lower this back tailgate, that's this button right here, or you can use your key fob. So I'll go ahead and hold that, and there it goes. Kind of want to get out of its way pretty quickly so it doesn't come down on you.